Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Finally, we got an example of white privilege. Finally, I'm excited about this because here's the thing. I'm Hispanic, came to this country at 14, an immigrant, had to learn how to speak English, joined the service, the Marine, served in combat, had a fantastic time. And my opinion about this country is that it's a great country. A country that where you work hard, work really hard, essentially what happened is that you can collect to that. Actually it's biblical. The good Lord says to work, you have to work to be able to collect. But the Democrats and all this progressive liberals are telling us that poor you are so oppressed, you are really oppressed. And I'm thinking to myself, really? I thought that working hard and doing all that great things, there's so many places to go, there's so many chances, there's so many things that we could do in this amazing country. But no, that's not what the Democrats are telling us. We are oppressed. And in a way, they try to make us feel like we are. And, I find it kind of funny. I'm being a little bit sarcastic. I believe that with hard work and dedication, you could do great things in this country. But you know what? That is the message that they are passing. That is a message that they want, minority communities to believe, and of course, they are the saviors. You vote for them because they will save you. Nonsense. I want to show you an example here real quick. Before I get into that, make sure you share the video. Best way to support the channel is by sharing the video or sharing the video. You can also become a patron. There's a link down there. Donate some money to the channel. You could use my Amazon links. Click in there, buy something. Doesn't cost you any money. It brings a little bit of money to the channel, and you could now become a member. There's a membership tab in my channel where you could become a member to the channel, and I definitely appreciate that. I want to bring this screen right here. I'm going to tell you, this guy, David Hawk, this guy is an example of what it is to milk a situation, right? Milk it, right? So as you guys know, he went through an active shooter situation in his school where people die, and he has essentially milked it. He have taken everything that you can take out of that, right? He has become famous. He has made a lot of money. At one point, obviously he talks against gun control, but at one point we saw him with security guards. It's always hypocritical to see people saying, give away your guns, while they have cops and security guards that are armed protecting you. I'm just saying, when you have 2, 3 guys following you with guns, looking for the bad guys so you could be safe, it's really easy for you to tell law-abiding citizens to give away their gun. They advocate for gun control that, doesn't really do anything. Doesn't really do anything to protect our children, right? And here's the thing, just because you went through a situation doesn't make you an expert. It doesn't. And people are going to be like, well, you're being so mean. No, I seen the enemy. I been there, done that. I know the feeling. So, and I'm going to tell you right now, seeing the enemy in the other side and being attacked by the enemy is pretty bad. And I get it. I feel bad for some of the parents that lost their children. But the real victim in here is the people that die and their parents, their families. These people, all these people here in the community that are just making money and passing their agenda and trying to become famous and trying to make money, they're not the victim. The victims is the families and the people that actually die. And if we want to protect our children, saying, hey, we need a magazine of 10 rounds, that doesn't protect our children. There's many other ways to protect our children. And I like to hear from experts, right? So, again, here's what he says. After he became famous, now he given us an example of white privilege. So I'm really excited because, like I said, I'm a minority. So, maybe I see this. Maybe I learn a thing or two, right? Maybe I do some learning. So here we have this kid that, as you guys know, this is the kid that just found himself in a confrontation. And essentially, there's a lot of things coming out. But if you haven't heard about this kid, it's insane. 17-year-old, here we are. And here's a post saying suspect teen gunman Kyle is spotted cleaning graffitis before the shooting, right? So he's doing a good thing. What is so bad about that, right? And essentially, what happened with this kid, you probably guys heard about this. I haven't done a video specifically. I may talk about it tonight. By the way, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have a live stream here in the channel. Make sure you come back 9 p.m. Eastern time. But essentially, he found himself during this protest, peaceful protest, and he found himself there with a bag, a medical bag to provide medical aids, and obviously an AR-15 to protect himself, right? And he found himself, or he went to a place where he was trying to protect business as well as other people. Obviously, the moment that he showed up there with an AR-15 and a bag, he was highly, people noticed who he was, or people noticed what he was doing, and automatically he started getting harassed. Came down to a confrontation where he shot two guys. I believe he killed two guys and wounded one. And it's crazy because I was just reading an article, and the article was saying how a person with a skateboard that was trying to, like, beat him up with a skateboard, was just trying to disarm him. And I find, the bias is always ridiculous, because there's a guy with a skateboard, just hitting you to take away your gun. What do you think he's going to do with it? Really, what do you think? He's going to call the police? No, he's committing a crime already. They're burning down the city. So they're protesting police. So they're always going to do something bad, right? But, we know that the media is biased. So obviously they put a picture about this guy, and then they put a picture about the other individual that just got shot, which, by the way, it was just confirmed that he had a knife. So it is really interesting about this guy. We could talk about this guy a lot, and we're going to talk about it tonight on the live stream. But it's really interesting because we know that the police was looking for him. They had a warrant for his arrest. We know that the cops were called on him. So again, it wasn't like cops were walking around, they saw a black man and was like, oh, we got to mess with the black man. That is racially profiled. But if you get called to a situation to respond because there's a disturbance or there is a potentially crime, that is not racially profiled. You went there because you were called, and that's your job, right? So the guy respond there. The cops find themselves in a fight. There's video of that. The cops take their gun out. The guy refused to comply, walks away from the cops, continues to, a few seconds, goes around the car while he's giving straight up commands in front of everyone, opens the door. At that point, the cop holds him back, trying to get him out of the car, trying to tell him not to go in that car. And we know now that there was a knife. And obviously, that's what this thing says. It says Jacob Blake had a knife on his car when he was shot by the police. So obviously, he opened the door of the car and he reached inside to take this knife. What do you think he was going to do with the knife? What do you think? He's fighting the cops, not complying with the cops. He's being violent. He's a guy that has a pretty good violence arrest, including sexual assault. Because nowadays we raise $1 million for people that sexually assaulted young girls. That's what we do. That's what we are in this country. And he reaches to get that knife, which, by the way, there's already reports that he spoke about that. He made statements about that. And what do you think the cops is going to do? What do you think? Nah, he's not going to get shot. Obviously not, The cops is going to wait to see, right? No, dude. If you're fighting cops, if you're not responding, if you're walking away from cops, if you're resisting arrest and you grab a knife, you literally know that what's going to happen to you, they're going to shoot at you. You know that. That's just common sense. If you grab a knife and you're fighting cops, you have a large potential to get shot. That's just how it is. So, again, we see all this, and obviously we have here, this is a thing that it was kind of like hilarious to me, because David Hawk says, this is white privilege look like. You got to be kidding me, man. This is a kid that got accepted to college and all this stuff. There's some drama about that too as well. This is white privilege looks like. What? There's nothing here. Nothing here has to do with white privilege. Nothing here is a lie. Here is facts. Here is facts. There is a picture about this young guy that was cleaning up. Obviously, it represents that he cares about the city. Obviously, that he cares about what's going on. He's actually taking action to do that. 17 years old. He could have been doing something else, really something else with his life, other than dealing with this, political issues and riots and mass destruction. He could be playing video games, you know. But what is he doing? He's cleaning graffitis. He's doing something for the community. He's doing something positive right there. And then we criticize, this New York Post of white privilege. This is not white privilege. This is pure facts. Pure facts. Here's a kid cleaning graffiti, and here's a very important news about this guy. Very, very important. This is critical. This is critical and needs to be reported because what this show is that he showed to commit deadly force. This is his intent. When he fought the cops, when he refused every command, when he walked away to the car, when he reached for that knife, it shows his intent, and his intent was to cause deadly force to those police officers. That was his intent, because why are you going to grab a knife? So again, this is news. This is important. This is a critical component. If you saw my last video about this individual, this is the critical component that we were missing. What was he going to do in that car? And now we know that he went to get a knife, and now we know his intent. All the aspects are put in the table. He had the opportunity to commit deadly force. He had the capability by grabbing that knife or attempting to grab that knife. And he had the intent by fighting and resisting arrest. All those components are in the game. So here's the thing: there is so many bad things that happen in this country. We need to start picking. This is a problem with this group on the whole riots and the whole protest with Black Lives Matter. It's based on a lie. It's based on a lie. Is based on a lie. It is a lie that cops are murdering black people. It is a lie. That right there was not murder. He was not target. Nothing like that happened. Cops responded to a situation that they were called on. Cops responded to a guy that we were looking for committing sexual assaults. Come on, people. The guy fought the cops. The guy resisted the cop. The guy went into a car to grab a knife out of that car to continue to resist and to continue to fight and to potentially commit deadly force against those police officers. And they had to defend themselves. They deployed a taser. They fought the guy, non-lethal. They deployed a taser. They hold him back from going into that car. And this gentleman right here, Jacob, resisted every single way into it, caused those police to use deadly force. This is like playing right there. So again, this is not white privilege by no means. This is just pure news. Again, this is just pure news. Here's what we are reporting facts. This kid was cleaning graffiti, showing the fact that he cares about the city, showing the fact that he wants to do something for the city. And now we have the other individual right here that went to grab a knife and obviously speaks about his character, and he speaks about everything that was going on. That's what he speaks of. Now, there's going to be some people who say, well, they had a knife in the car. That doesn't mean, yeah, come on, man. What planet are you living? Really, what planet? A person that fight cops, that sexually assaulted somebody, that they were looking for him based on those crimes, that resisted all the way. What do you think he was going to do? Come on, don't play it out like we are idiots. We know what was going to happen, right? So again, it is what it is. What do you guys think? Put comments down below. I appreciate the support. Don't forget to comment, subscribe to the channel, but come and check out the live stream tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I appreciate the support, and as always, God is in control.